C'è questa persona, ovvero Braxophone, che ha provato Ananta che è il GTA anime che abbiamo già analizzato, lo ha provato al Tokyo Game Show e ora ci fa vedere un po' di più di quello che abbiamo visto all'interno del video. Molto di più e dà qualche impressione. Mo, so che tradurre dall'inglese è un bordello, però lo farò. O magari può tradurlo in automatico. Sì, ok. Anche se farà schifo lo senti a posto, iniziamo benissimo. Vai, vediamo questo gameplay dal vivo fatto di Ananta e vediamo cosa si scopre.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? So, I attended Tokyo Game Show and I got the chance to play Ananta early, which
Vabbè, leggete benissimo i
means I'm
sottotitoli.
bringing you some exclusive gameplay footage.
Alcuni filmati
on the
esclusivi.
internet, but mine is specific to me. I hope you guys can forgive me for recording on my phone, because I literally had no other way of doing it. But I am so stoked to share with you guys what I found out about this game, because it is
Madonna, raga, sta roba del cambio personaggio è GTA palese.
actually, well, game changing. It changes everything, guys. Yo, so just as a heads up, guys, this is not a sponsor.
Beh, ce n'è di traffico,
Video.
eh?
There's gonna be a lot of sponsored
Cioè, qui sta
Ananta
giocando
content
lui,
coming out.
per
This is
farvi
just my
capire.
honest thoughts on playing it for a while. So essentially, I
No,
played
non è
Ananta
Atlus, è
for
NetEase.
like 40-ish minutes. I don't know the exact
Ha
amount
giocato
of time,
40
but this video
minuti.
won't be that long. I got to discover a bunch of things about the game, such as how it plays and what it feels like, and sort of, is it really as good as it seems in the trailers? And I am happy to say that right when I loaded in, I did the story experience first. They had a story and
Ok, ha fatto la missione storia che abbiamo visto, quella dell'inseguimento con la tipa.
it's sort of an open world version. Right off the bat, this game does not feel like a mobile game. This game does not feel like
C'è il provato il TGS dei multiplayer servo il contenuto in italiano. No, preferirei non aiutare i multiplayer in questo periodo.
it was made to be like an anime gacha game, which we know now that it's not a gacha game, but basically
Ragazzi, non è un gacha, me l'avete precisato
all of
tutti.
the expectations that I had going into playing Ananta initially were completely blown out of the water. I had thought that the game was probably going to be pretty good just because the new trailers and the gameplay that they showed us was honestly
Questa parte l'abbiamo
really
vista.
good looking, but this time when I went to actually play it, I still
Ma questo qua è un uomo
was
ruota.
shocked at how good everything felt. It started me off in this fight scene where I'm like being surrounded by these villains and I just gotta fight them off. And there's like 50 million ways to kill guys. You can just punch them, you can counter them.
È molto Spider-Man
There's
qui,
like parry
Anche con, vedete, i simbolini bianchi che ti dicono quando ti stanno
timing where you
attaccando.
like block
È
and then
uguale,
you can push
uguale.
them back and stagger them. And the
Pugno
combat
di
feels very
Venom.
different from any anime game that I've played so far, just because most anime games are all about like how can I look the most flashy and how can I do the most damage and look
Ci sono i danni scritti al
like I
numero,
super killed that guy. Not just killed the guy, but like super killed him. Like he's so far beyond dead. I shot a giant space laser at him
Vabbè, lì si era
using my
incastrato.
pinky finger. That's what anime games usually are. This is like literally just I'm gonna good old fists, nuts to butts action here. If you ever
Oddio.
played GTA, this is probably nothing new to you, or like Watch Dogs.
Vabbè, non c'è tutto sto traffico, bisogna dirlo. Mi sembrava un po' più
things like that.
affollato
It's
prima.
pretty similar. If there's going to be any sort of like open world running around, the movement feels pretty similar too, because there's a lot of aspects
Oddio, ha rotto i vetri alla macchina, non me l'aspettavo,
of those
avete
games, as well
visto?
as Spider-Man, that kind of fit into this. And
Spider-Man
you'll see that
palese.
this game definitely feels more AAA than anything else we've seen out of the anime market for a while.
Il gioco sembra molto più AAA di altre cose che abbiamo visto nel mercato
Just
anime.
because the
Cioè,
quality
dello stile
and the
anime.
refinement and the
Per la
polish of
qualità,
this game
raffinatezza
is
e
really
rifinitura.
something else. As I mentioned, there's like 15 different ways to kill a guy. You can use a finisher to throw them through the windshield of a car. You can
Le animazioni mi sembrano addirittura meglio di quelle che abbiamo visto nel
smash
trailer.
their head into the ground or against a
Mi sembrano legate un po'
dumpster.
meglio.
You can pick up a sewer grate and you can throw
Carino.
it at a guy.
Questo è anche uguale a Spider-Man che prende il
You have like
tombino.
psychic powers or something, or venom powers. You kind of have both. So you can really just do a lot of really cool stuff and kill guys in different ways, which I think
Ancora
is
si
really
tippa un
fun,
po'
but I think
troppo
also
lui,
just that
però.
extra attention to detail and those extra options for how you actually treat enemies and how you're able to deal with them is really what makes this game feel so polished and so different. Right off the bat, the sequence of events too is just really, really interesting because you get in the car, there's a car chase, and then it introduces you to guns, which
Questo l'abbiamo
are
visto.
really broken in this game, by the way. Like they give you a ton of different weapons. which
Anche
I'll talk about
l'animazione di loro che muoiono mi sembra fatta un pelo
probably in a little
meglio.
bit if I don't forget, but I might
Sempre
forget. Going
molto
back to the car
partono i
chase, right? So
corpi.
you're being chased down by these cars or these guys in cars, and they'll get out and shoot you. And there's different ways to deal with them. I didn't get footage of one of the ways, but there are multiple ways. You can shoot the guys that are shooting you. You can shoot the tires out on the car, and the cars will like spin
Sì,
out.
puoi
Or
rompere
you
le
can
ruote
shoot,
l'abbiamo
like, there's oil
visto.
tankards nearby. You can shoot those too, and those will blow up. But I didn't get footage of that
Ok,
one. But it's
anche
this
i
giant
barili
car chase, and it's
esplosivi.
just kind of a really, really cool intro to the game. It uses a ton of different mechanics. It has action cutscenes where like you actually have to press a button to survive the cutscenes, which I think is dope. And like there's assistance in them, but I'm pretty sure you can actually fail these because I've missed some of them. But either way, I did the whole story experience for a little while, and then I moved on to the exploration, which should have been sprinkled
Ok,
through
ora
for a
fa
second,
vedere
but
l'open
I'll just
world
leave
vero e proprio, che questo ci
that up to
interessa.
the editor. I got into the open world, and there were so many interesting things about this that are different from what I was expecting.
Dici.
First off, right off the bat, some things that I was expecting is that this is just going to feel like GTA, and it really does.
Sembra proprio GTA, ha
You're
detto.
walking around, there's some
La ruota delle armi è uguale.
thugs here and there. You can steal cars from people.
Puoi rubare le macchine alle persone, non me
You
l'aspettavo.
can just do kind of whatever you want. But
Perché non l'ha investito?
one of the cool parts that feels like GTA is that there are lots of shops around, and
Ci sono molti
this
negozi.
is something that I kind of wanted to talk about
Esplorabili?
specifically because I'm not used to this
Ah, però forse c'è il caricamento,
being
come
in anime
vedete.
games, because anime games are
No, bella!
usually gacha games. There are plenty of anime games that are not gachas, but you guys already know like a majority of the newer anime games and the anime games that are being pumped out are usually
Non mi piace questa con la coda da
gacha
drago,
games, right?
ma
'Cause
va
there's
bene.
so much money to be made in gacha, so they don't usually have a lot of customization options. And this game, because it's not a gacha game, they're just selling you outfits and things like that in the stores in game. You can go
Ok, puoi comprare i vestiti, costano i dollari, quelli classici, non da
and customize
shop.
characters by changing up their outfits, going in and like buying different stuff. Every character can wear all sorts of different pieces, and there are some pieces that are restricted to specific characters.
Ok, ci sono alcuni vestiti solo per alcuni personaggi, ma non tutti.
But I think what's really cool is it really shows off the detail on all of the character models that are playable.
Minchia però.
Just because you're able
Che
to, like,
lavoro.
oh my god, like look at the Dragon Girl's midriff, like
No, dai.
it's insane. And the outfits are really, really sick. They look good. There's also a dyeing system, so you can actually change the colors of the outfits that you're equipping to your characters. And this is why I think this game absolutely needs multiplayer. There's no
Ma speriamo che ci sia il multiplayer. Oh.
multiplayer right now, as I can tell. I think they are going to add it. If they don't add it, that's going to be rough. And I'm going to talk about my final thoughts on like, will this help?
Cioè, se non c'è il multiplayer è finita,
What this
raga.
game will do at the end. I really think this game needs multiplayer because you're going to add customization to your characters. Like that's something that's worth flexing or like even just showing off, right? Like I think that's a really cool aspect to customization. Either way, you can customize your character's outfits, and I think that's dope. You can also buy other cars at the shop.
Sì, ma quanti soldi c'hai per comprare una
And those other
macchina?
cars will have different stats, different speeds, things like that. And I heard that they're adding a car customization option,
C'è anche la customizzazione della
but
macchina,
they said it wasn't in this demo, so I can't show you
ma non
that.
c'era
I
nella
ended up going to
demo.
a repair
Però si vede per palese
shop
lì.
thinking it was a customization shop, but it wasn't.
Madonna,
that. And
c'è
it was
tutto
really
GTA
cool to
5.
just explore as different characters because, believe it or not, all these characters are completely different. For example, the only character that can web sling, like in
Ah, lui è l'unico personaggio che può fare
Spider-Man, is the
Spider-Man.
main character. The other characters can't do that. But one of the
Ah.
characters has
Questo c'ha il
a
Segway.
special vehicle, uses hammers, which is like a different fighting style than all the other stuff. And one of the characters is a cop that just like can go. I actually don't really know what she does differently, but she has a fat tail. A
Dai!
really, really fat tail. One of the coolest parts about the
Raga, ma se esce lo stesso giorno di GTA 6 io dovrò giocare a questo e non GTA 6 però. Cioè speriamo che non succeda,
characters in
ovviamente.
this game and how they treat the characters is that when you switch characters, it takes you across the city to
Comunque è fantastico come io già di sto gioco ero interessato un anno fa, non se lo inculava nessuno in Italia a parte quelli che seguono i gacha, perché ovviamente adesso non so se avete visto, tutti i creator ci hanno buttato l'occhio, pure quelli più mainstream. Hai visto? Hai capito?
wherever those characters are at.
Hai capito il coglione?
But the interesting part about this is that when you switch characters, the character that you were previously on continues to exist and play the
Carino. Questo come GTA 5 sempre, cioè quando tu cambi personaggio l'altro non è che scompare ma continua la sua
game
avventura.
and
Quindi potresti anche beccarlo
just do
forse.
things. So if I'm the main character and I switch to the dragon or lizard girl, then what actually ends up happening is that the main character, will keep on going, and the next time I switch back to him, he'll be in a different location doing a different thing.
Quando ci tornerai all'altro personaggio potrebbe essere una nuova
thing.
zona.
And that can lead to some really
Vedete che quando cambiate ci stanno anche le cutscene di intermezzo come GTA
cool
5.
moments where she'll be in a cutscene literally
Tipo lei che ha arrestato un
arresting
tizio.
someone, or she'll be in a pub eating a burger and some thugs will fuck up the burger and then she'll have to fuck them up, and just cool stuff like that. The combat also just feels like, you know, it's the game where you have like the psychokinesis, or like Scarlet Nexus where you can like pick stuff up, right? Like you have that as a mechanic, you have like the Venom thing on the main
Turbo
character as a
Rampage si
mechanic, and then
chiama
all the
questa.
weapons are also different.
Li puoi usare anche se stai combattendo con
You have like
Venom.
melee weapons. The Dragon Girl, Lizard Girl
Sì.
has claws, also can use
Madonna.
an SMG, a hammer on the Bunny Girl, and just things like that, right? So there's so many different combat options, but I got sidetracked there. I don't think that's what I was talking about. Hold on, what was I talking about? The part that really stuck out to me was how the characters' lives just continue as you play the game. And I think that is a really unique way to build the world, and it's a really unique way to get you invested in these
Però sembra anche ben dettagliato, vedete c'è sto parchetto cittadino.
characters, because it makes it feel alive. Like
Non
when
è
you stop
male,
playing
eh?
one character, the world doesn't cease to exist for the other characters. The world keeps on moving, and that is a really cool and really beautiful thing. As far as I know, it also opens
Il
up some
basket.
quests depending on like when
La palla è
you switch to
enorme.
them. So I also happened to find one of the like sports games, which is just basketball. You're just shooting hoops. I think this is a really good minigame
Basket.
with really poor execution. Actually, I think that this should be it's gonna be on mobile, I'm pretty sure. So they should just like let you swipe up to shoot the hoops. But maybe I'm just stupid and it's not actually on mobile. I don't know. I think they should do a different way to shoot the hoops, because right now it's just
Vabbè,
like
il
hold
gioco più
space bar and, like,
semplice
go at
del
the right time,
mondo
and honestly,
questo.
it's not very difficult.
Arrivi
If
alla
you're going to be competing
barretta
with
e
people
tiri.
or NPCs, like if you're going to put mini games in there like that, they should make them actually challenging, because we don't know how good the replayability of this game is going to be in single player. You want this stuff to actually be challenging and not just like piss easy, right? Especially in a game where like you can play it endlessly, then you might as well make it so that like, you actually have to work for it a little bit. But that's actually one of the things that I wanted to talk about is I think that this game, Ananta, is one of the most polished demos I've ever played, and
Sì, in effetti è
it has so
pulitissimo.
much potential, but there's a couple things that I had problems with, and one of them is that I don't know if they are going to make it multiplayer. And I
Non so se faranno un multiplayer, vabbè, se non lo fanno sono pazzi.
know a lot of people don't want to feel forced to play multiplayer, but I'm not saying make it an always online game where
Tranqui,
everyone has to play
Palpatine,
multiplayer.
mica mi
I'm just saying,
incazzo.
like, that needs to be an option, because I'm going to get tired of playing hoops against NPC number 15. I'm going to want to be like, yo, you up for hoops? And then they're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to smoke your ass. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to play hoops and I'm going to roll them because I'm 6'4".
Chiaro, lui dice è
Look forward to
necessario
real life
il
in Jack.
multiplayer.
So I really feel like they should double down on the mini games and like the sports and things like that, the driving at races and things, and make it so like you can just challenge your friends and do online stuff, because that is really going to be what brings a city to life. My biggest concern about this game, guys, is the single player replayability. The game looks fantastic. It's like one of the highest quality anime games I've ever seen in my entire life.
Sì, è assurdo.
But the problem is that if this game isn't replayable, I don't know how long people will be interested in playing it. And multiplayer is one of those things that adds so much replayability when done right. So I really hope we see
Cioè, non ce lo fanno l'RP su questo.
multiplayer, and I really hope that they make these minigames a little bit tougher in conjunction with having multiplayer, so that way I can go beat my friends at hoops. Anyways, that was honestly most of what I got to experience. You know, the web slinging, flying around the world, the cars, the character customization, switching characters, the combat. I guess the one last thing is, like, again, I brought this up earlier, but I guess I'll just say it again because I feel like this should be addressed. I understand guns are stronger than fists, but
Ok.
like, I'm never going to use a fist weapon ever in my entire life if I can kill something with a gun in 3 seconds.
Sono troppo forti le pistole, secondo lui.
Alright? Like, I'm just, like, why would I ever get up close and personal, risk taking damage, if I could just pull out an SMG and shoot him in the head
Certo, questo è un
twice,
problema.
and then they're just done. But anyways, yeah, I had a really good time at the Ananta booth. Once again, this is not a sponsored video. I just really wanted to go get hands-on with that game because I'm really stoked for it, and I want to see what it's all about. So, assuming they add multiplayer and they fix some of these minigames to make them a little bit more challenging, or something you can compete with your friends in, you know, this could be really amazing.
Però scusatemi, cioè, se non è un multiplayer, se non è un gacha, la monetizzazione come la
But if they
fanno?
don't do that, I am concerned about the replayability
Perché sul sito c'è scritto che c'è la preregistrazione, ma se poi il gioco si
of this
paga?
game. Let me know what you guys think down below, though. And thanks for listening to me yap at the speed of sound.
Dov'è la
I'll have a couple more
fregatura?
videos like this coming out for like Duet Night Abyss and stuff too. So thanks everyone. I'll catch you later.
Microtransazioni su che, però? Perché ha fatto così? No. Tanta roba comunque. Bene, bene, sono gasato.
And cars completely different.
Cioè, oddio, nel senso, avevo capito che era un altro tipo di gioco, cioè, mi aspettavo che sarebbe stata una roba a continuo sviluppo. Non ho capito niente, evidentemente. E quindi questo è un rischio, perché ovviamente il gioco può avere tutto il successo che vuoi, ma dopo muore lì. E... Che non sia multiplayer mi pare assurdo. Che non sia multiplayer mi pare... Cioè, è impossibile che non lo fanno multiplayer, secondo me. Non succederà mai. Ok, l'hanno messo. Dei Planet Hunting multiplayer. Meno male. Se no alla fine. Certo, hai i personaggi craftati, però hai gli outfit che sono unici. Quindi... Sì, ci sta, ci sta. Stavo vedendo i commenti per capire. Bello.